And this is your station. Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM. Abuja. Wake up. Reach out. Speak up. Speak out. You are the voice of a new generation. And this.
The purpose of ta'leel, because before you do analogy in Islam or Islamic jurisprudence, there must be illa jami' bayna al-aslu wal-far'. That you see a corresponding reason between what Allah said in the new thing that there is no any ruling, then you can do what they call al-qiyas. Specifically for cooking in Quran or Hadith. Then how are we going to know that cooking must have ruling? The scholars, if they run qiyas, they will say that cooking can intoxicate. Al-khamr, alcohol that is being prohibited in the Quran, it is also intoxicate. Then there is a corresponding illa, reason. They now say, well, if alcohol is prohibited because of the intoxication, and we have intoxication in cocaine as well, or any drug, then we will pull the same prohibition of al-khamr on cocaine or any drug that does the same thing. That is the genesis of al-illah. So they have to look into the Quran, which ayah or injunction in the has al-illah. So they identify that anywhere that you see la'allah, it means Allah wants to tell you the reason behind it. The reason behind it. So the reason behind fasting is what? Is to increase in piety. Likewise, all the ibadah as we mentioned later. Al-Mufassirun, the scholar of exegesis, they're also chipping. They all agree that all la'alla in the Quran, bimana kay, the ta'leel, to tell you the reason behind that injunction. Wherever you see la'allakum, la'allakum, la'allakum tuflihun, la'allakum tahtadun, la'allakum turhamun, la'allakum tattaqun, la'allakum. Any la'alla in the Quran means at-ta'leel, the reason behind what comes before it. Allah will be saying something, and he say at the end, la'allakum turhamun, for you to be blessed or to have mercy. It means if you can do what is said before, you will get what is said after la'alla. Meaning, if you can fast, kutiba alaykum as-siyam kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum. If you can fast as those who were before you fasted, then you will have what? At-taqwa. You will be increased, or you will increase in piety of Allah. Meaning that fasting will be the source of increase in piety of Allah. If you do it as it's supposed to be done. Now, this is the meaning of la'allakum, for you, so that you tattaqun, you increase, you fear Allah by doing so. Kalmatu tattaqun is a present continuous tense in Arabic word. From a taqa, yattaqi, yattaqun, tattaqun. That is plural of the second person in the present continuous form. You, all of you, you will increase in piety. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, for you to increase in piety. Present tense means that it is continuous. That is, after the month of Ramadan, that piety will continue. Because in the month of Ramadan, you have trained yourself from refraining from any atrocities or committing any crimes in the month of Ramadan. And you also train yourself in obedience to Allah by doing what He wants you to do. What you don't do before Ramadan, in terms of act of devotion, you do it in the month of Ramadan. Some may not even have a tahajjud in the rest of the months. But in Ramadan, maybe 1 or 2 nights, you must wake up to do tahajjud. So you are training yourself. And if you train yourself properly in the month of Ramadan, you will continue to do that after the month of Ramadan. So the purpose of using the present continuous is that what they call sustainability of taqwa. You sustain taqwa even after the month of Ramadan. Not when the Ramadan finishes, then just go out like a wild animal to do all the atrocity you didn't do in the month of Ramadan. No. The taqwa that Allah wants you to have in the month of Ramadan is to sustain it even after the month of Ramadan. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. To continue after the month of Ramadan, in the month of Ramadan, and after the month of Ramadan. Now, what is taqwa? ما معنى التقوى? What's the definition of taqwa? At-taqwa to do all what Allah commanded you to do, and to live and refrain from all what Allah for you to do. That is taqwa. In a very concise meaning. فعل الطاعات وترك المنهيات. To do the ta'ah, to follow the instruction of Allah by doing what He wants you to do, and to refrain from anything that Allah says you shouldn't do. They also say that the taqwa is أن يجعل العبد بينه وبين ما يخوف, is that of Allah, you put something between you and what you are afraid of. You are afraid of Allah. You don't want to have the wrath of Allah, the punishment of Allah. You don't want it. Then, doing what can cause the wrath of Allah, which is al-ma'asi, the sins. So you won't like to commit any sin. Has some with my kind. They do a back room. Worship your Allah. That is so that to refrain from any atrocity and to abide with the rule. That means as-salat that we are praying. The purpose of salat is what? Is to fear Allah by leaving all what is not good. Inna as-salata tanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkar.
اتل ما أوحي إليك من الكتاب وأقم الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.
Allah says, اتل ما أوحي إليك من الكتاب is criminalities or act of violence will be removed from you. Because properly. Salat, that you refrain from any bad thing. And as we define at-taqwa, the salat that you pray will not allow you to commit crimes. Meaning that if you are praying and you are still committing crimes, you need to check yourself. You need to check yourself. Probably you do not pray as Allah wants you to pray. Even when you want to commit the crime, you will remember Allah. You will quickly remember, I just pray now, and Allah is going to reward me on that prayer. I do this, He will minus it from it. I won't have any wrong. Don't let me do it. That's it. In the salat, that is for prayer. We said about the asom, that is what we are. What about Hajj? Allah says, وَتَزَوَّدُوا خَيْرَ زَادِ التَّقْوَى
وَإِنَّ خَيْرَ اللَّهِ التَّقْوَى وَاتَّقُونِ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ.
How to let them know where it comes from. When Allah was talking about Hajj, He says, Al-Hajj ashhur ma'lumat faman farada fihi.
الحج فلا رفث ولا فسوق ولا جدال في الحج وما تفعلوا بالخير يعلمه الله وتزودوا فإن خير الزاد التقوى واتقون يا أولي الألباب.
Ashhur ma'lumat. To go to Hajj, it has specific month. It has specific month. Al-Hajj ashhur ma'lumat. فمن فرض فيهن الحج فلا رفث ولا فسوق ولا جدال في الحج. Anyone who intends to go to Hajj, he shouldn't commit any atrocities. He shouldn't do any sins. He shouldn't commit any sins. Okay? And it says, فَتَزَوَّدُوا. When you are going for Hajj, have provision for it. فَإِنَّ خَيْرَ الزَّادِ التَّقْوَى. What you prepare when you are going for Hajj, the best among the provisions is taqwa. It means your Hajj, if it is for show off, it doesn't, or you go there, the Hajj doesn't make anything. You have are from bribery of and I move forward. إن الله لحومها
لن ينال الله لحومها ولا دماؤها ولكن يناله التقوى منكم كذلك سخرها لكم لتكبروا الله على ما هداكم وبشر المحسنين.
But Allah is talking about the sacrifice in the Eid, whether when you are in Hajj or you are at home. When you want to slaughter a ram, Allah says, "La yanala Allah luhumuha." The flesh of your ram does not reach Allah. Wala dimauha. The blood that you shed, Allah doesn't need it. وَلَكِنْ يَنَالُهُ التَّقْوَى مِنْكُمْ. The fear of Allah, the piety of Allah for doing it is what we want. What is the piety of Allah in doing it? Then you need to go back to the story, the history of that sacrifice. When Nabiullah Ibrahim والسلام, wanted to slaughter his son Ismail, for what reason? Because he dreamed that Allah commanded him to do it, and he abided by the rule without any questioning. Then you also need to reflect. How many times do you question Allah on any instruction? Oh my God, in this harsh weather, we have to fast for 30 days. We are questioning Allah. Or you are dodging the rules, make sure that I have ulcer so that I won't be able to fast. You are deceiving yourself. So when you are slaughtering animal in the Eid, you need to think about the taqwa, the origin of taqwa in doing it. From Nabiullah Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, to say from now on, I will abide with the rule of Allah. Or let us even say that when Allah says, كَذَلِكَ سَخَّرْنَا لَكُمْ سَخَّرَهَا لَكُمْ. That is how Allah made the animal to be submissive for you. If it is human being we have to sacrifice in the Eid, will you do that? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala suppressed animals for you to slaughter in the time of Eid. That is name of Allah should be there when you are doing it. That is about ibadat, Hajj, Nadir. So even in Zakat, as we mentioned, that Allah says, هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Only muttaqun we spend money, we pay zakat. Only muttaqun. If you are not muttaqin, you won't do that. You'll be hiding. And Allah continue. وَمِن مَجَالَاتِ التَّقْوَى is such. Allah says, وَعَلَىٰ فِي الْقِصَاصِ آيَاتٌ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ.
وَلَهُ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاةٌ يَا أُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ
لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. In Qisas, the law of equity, there is hayat, there is life in it. When someone kills, and you make the law of equity between the victim and the accused. You don't cut corner. You don't do injustice and try to cover up or sweep that event under the carpet. You do qisas. Allah says there is life in it for those who can think. Wise people, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, for you, so that you will increase in piety. When we do qisas, let us go to the fuqaha al-jumhur, those who sees that when someone kills another person intentionally, sporadically, he must be killed. He must be killed. That is the opinion of the fuqaha. But majority of scholars, they said that when someone kills intentionally, amdan, he must be killed. That is qisas. And there is life. People will be afraid that, oh, don't do that, don't kill human being unnecessarily without any justice, because they will kill you as they killed so person yesterday. So people will refrain from killing human beings, innocent people, because they have seen someone who did the same act and he He faced the wrath, the consequence. But if people don't face the consequence, he can just kill anybody as he like, and he knows that when he gets to the court, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Then that of people, a human being, he say, okay, so like he killed someone, and they went to court. Eventually, they release him. After a while, let me just kill. He killed because there was no justice before. And Allah says, what about shahada? That is why Allah says, ذلك أدنى أن يأتوا بالشهادة على وجهها.
ذلك أدنى أن يأتوا بالشهادة على وجهها أو يخافوا أن ترد أيمان بعد أيمانهم واتقوا الله واصبروا والله لا يهدي القوم الفاسقين.
When Allah is talking about shahada, that is how you can feel a type of law. You need to fear. Don't think you do not witness or you don't know. Thinking you are not left to do what you like. You remember in 80s when we indulge in extravagant and lavishing things in Nigeria. When you wake up in the morning, you see your bean full of fries and meat. They don't need it. That is waste of resources. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكُلُوا مِمَّا رَزَقَكُمُ اللَّهُ حَلَالًا طَيِّبًا وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ.
وكلوا مما رزقه حلالا طيبا واشكروا نعمة الله إن كنتم إياه تعبدون.
So where Allah says, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ الَّذِي أَنْتُمْ بِهِ مُؤْمِنُونَ.
وكلوا مما رزقكم الله حلالا طيبا واتقوا الله الذي أنتم به مؤمنون.
كُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا. Eat and drink. كُلُوا مِمَّا رَزَقَكُمُ اللَّهُ. Eat and drink from what Allah has provided for you. Halalan tayyiba. Don't eat anything that comes to you. It must be halalan tayyiba, a pure halal. Wattaqullah. In that eating, don't be extravagant. Don't waste when you are eating. And don't just take anything that you like, whether it is halal or haram. Ittaqullah fil akil. Know the source of your income. Make sure that what you eat is not halal. It has consequence. But if it is halal, consequence for it is to how can Allah accept? Answer your call because you are eating haram. That is for eating and drinking. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned we have one thing that is common. What is it? It's taqwallah, fear of Allah. ولقد وصينا الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم وإياكم.
ولقد وصينا الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم وإياكم أن اتقوا الله وإن تكفروا فإن لله في السماوات وما في الأرض وليا حميدا.
ولقد وصينا الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم وإياكم أن اتقوا الله. The wasiyah of Allah Allah, for those who are before us, and we are, we should fear Allah. Fear Allah. And vice versa. Because he's not a Muslim. But he entitled to something as human being. Ittaqullah fi. Give him his rights. Do justice to him. And similarly, we should be treated as Muslims, as human beings. Because that is the common ground between us. That we are human. And that taqwa is to be fair when you are doing things. When you are sharing the national cake, share it accordingly with fear of Allah. Ittaqullaha fi tharawati dawla. The mineral resources should be spread not across the state, the region. No any partiality. No any nepotism. Also talk about the couples, wife and husband, when you have problem.
وأحضرت الأنفس الشح وإن تحسنوا وتتقوا فإن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about when disputes erupt between wife and Allah calls for sulh, reconciliation. And he emphasized that وَالصُّلْحُ خَيْرٌ. To do that reconciliation is the best. That is where khair is. But وَأُحْضِرَتِ الْأَنفُسُ الشُّحَّ. Contention is one of our nature. Human nature is that you want to contest. I want to tell I'm on the right. You offended me. He has to go. She has to go. But وَإِن تُحْسِنُوا وَتَتَّقُوا. If you can be kind and you fear Allah in treating her, just think about when you married her, when you said you love her, and today she misbehaved. Think about that day and know that she is from somewhere. And you also have ladies, sisters, who is going to marry, and you will not like them to be treated like that. You don't want them to go and come back to your house. In tuhsinu wa tattaqu. If you can be kind, forget about what happened. Think about humanity. Treat her with courtesy. That is the best. Allah calls us to that kind of kindness at that level. There is no any activities of human being on this earth that doesn't require taqwa. And that taqwa is that you do what will please Allah. Anything that you can do to please Allah, do it. So that you earn reward from Allah. That's the sense of taqwa. To fast, even if it is hard for us to do, we have to do it because we know that we are going to have reward. Having said about majalat taqwa fi amal al-ibad, after we've enumerated all ways of taqwa, not all, but most of the ways that we can put taqwa in any action that we do in this life, the reason behind doing taqwa fear Allah in what we are doing, it has consequence. It has reward. When you fast with taqwa after Ramadan, if you have taqwa in your salats, if you have taqwa in dealing with your children, if you have taqwa in dealing with your wife, if you have taqwa in dealing with other citizens who are not part of your religion, if you have taqwa in doing business, you don't do some kind of illicit sales or hoarding goods, you are transparent, then you will get the reward in this dunya and the akhirah. Let us talk a bit about some of the rewards, the thamarat, the benefit of having taqwa in fasting or any other act of devotion or any engagement with human being on this earth. The Prophet ﷺ has been reported to have said that what makes people to enter paradise in the day of Qiyamah is what? Taqwa. The fear of Husnul Khuluq and good character. These are the two things that will let many people enter paradise. Something you do, you don't even know the significance of it. You will see it as big in the day of Qiyamah. And because of that, you will enter paradise. And that is why the Prophet said, Ittaqun nara walau bishikki tamra. Ittaqun nara walau bishikki tamra. Fear the hellfire, even if it is half of dates you give to a beggar. Look, go away. I can't go and work. If I don't work, you come to me to ask. Go and work. You don't do that. You share him from what you have. Then that taqwa alone can allow you to enter paradise in the day of resurrection. But in this dunya, there are so many benefits of taqwa. In fact, Allah mentioned in the Quran many instances of the benefits of taqwa. One of these is al-khuruj min kulli dhiqin. In any calamity, Allah will pave way for you. You get out of any problem, any hardship. And by having that, you have more bounties of Allah. Allah says, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا.
ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا.
In Surah Talaq, Allah says, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ, whoever fear Allah in any of his action, what Allah will do for him? يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Allah will pave way for him in any dip. If you are stranded somewhere or in captive, Allah will pave way for you and you'll be able to succeed. Taysir al-umur, Allah will make things easy for you, as if the things is easy. You get it easy. When people are worried, how are you going to solve this problem and this and that, you just do it smooth sailing. Allah says, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ.
ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا.
Allah says, whoever fear him has taqwa in his action, in his fasting, in his prayer, in his soul, What Allah will do for him, يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ يُسْرًا. All his affair will be easy. And people will be envying him. How do you manage? What people are struggling to get, you get it easy without any stress. It is because you fear Allah. When you see things easy for you, check what you are doing for Allah and continue to do more of it. Because when people are suffering of getting things done and you did it easily, it is from Allah and it has reason. Because you fear Him, you have His taqwa in some of your actions. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made that easy for you as well. Also, taqwa Allah will earn you knowledge, in-depth knowledge, intrinsic knowledge, knowledge that beyond any imagination. It is as a result of taqwa. واتقوا الله ويعلمكم الله. Allah says, fear Allah. Once you fear Allah, ويعلمكم الله. Allah will teach you, will give you knowledge. I'm not talking about going to class and you study. No, that is not the knowledge we are talking about. Knowledge that you and your peers, you are being given book to read, and they ask you to talk about it, and you are talking as if you are a professor, and the lecturer is looking at you and saying, even me, I don't know what he's talking about. That is genuine knowledge. You don't have any stress to absorb knowledge. That is kind of knowledge. Or the hikmah of explaining knowledge to people is also knowledge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah teaches you knowledge from His own, not from human being, of explanation, and that is nurun min Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another benefit of taqwa, when you have it in any of your action, be it in Ramadan or your salat, is mahabbatullahi wa malaikatihi wal qabul fil ard. Allah will love you, and He will command the angels to love you, and the angel will command people on the earth to love you. You will have love of everybody on the earth. Inna Allah yuhibbul muttaqin. Allah says He loves those who are muttaqin. When Allah loves you, you don't need to worry. No one can envy you or try to show enmity with you. No, because Allah loves you. Inna alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat سيجعل لهم الرحمن ودا.
الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سيجعل لهم الرحمن ودا.
Allah says, those who believe in us, وعملوا الصالحات, and they are doing righteous things, سيجعل لهم الرحمن ودا. Allah will show the love to them. Allah shows love to them. Also, taqwallahi will bring you barakah. You work little, then you get more. The little you do, Allah will put blessings on it, as if you have worked for the whole day. That is barakah from Allah. Allah says, وَلَوْ أَنَّ أَهْلَ الْقُرَىٰ آمَنُوا وَاتَّقَوْا
ولو أن أهل القرى آمنوا واتقوا لفتحنا عليهم بركات من السماء والأرض ولكن كذبوا فأخذناهم بما كانوا يكسبون.
Allah says, I've been the people of the village, the people of the nation, Amanu, they believe, Wattaqu, and they fear Allah in all what they are doing. what Allah will have done for them, لَفَتَحْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ بَرَكَاتٍ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ. We will have opened the door of blessings for them. It means once the people of a nation fear Allah, then the barakah of Allah will come. If you are having just only petrol as source of income, as mineral resources in your country, it will be sufficient for you because you fear Allah in the distribution of it. You see some nations today, they don't have more than one mineral resources. Let's say palm oil. But they face it, they use the money judiciously, prudently. They use it for the society, for the community, for the citizen. And the country is like Jannah. That is Malaysia. Just go there. Go there, you think that you are in Jannah. From the airport to Kuala Lumpur, you say, am I in Jannah? Whether you take a bus or you take a train, go front and back, left and right, you will see that there is no any darkness. And they are using just palm oils as source of income. But the country that has everything, if there is no taqwa Allah in the way we do it, or not taqwa Allah from the citizen as well, not only the leaders, the citizen, vandalizing the country equipments, stealing government properties. It is not the government, it is citizen. Then how could we realize the barakah? It means there is no any taqwa Allah. So taqwa Allah gives barakah into the nation. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring back the glory of this country. Because we remember back in 70s, even the 80s, how we live in the country. We travel from Ido to Zaria by train in a peaceful atmosphere. You don't fear anybody, you don't fear anything. No armed robber, no bandits, no Boko Haram, nothing but once. Where did you get it wrong? We need to look, it's taqwa Allah in everything that we are doing. Me and you and I, we contribute to the problem. There is no taqwa. Even little things, if you are being tested with, you will mess up. You will what? You will mess up. When you criticize the government sometimes, and the government will say, okay, they will invite you and give you a beat. And they want to see how you want to manage it. And they will see that you couldn't manage it. That is a little in what they are doing. So to give us taqwa. to let us earn the taqwa of Allah in this month of Ramadan. Inshallah, we continue about the benefits of taqwa. Doing taqwa or doing our action with taqwa, fasting with taqwa, praying with taqwa, doing business with taqwa, engaging business with taqwa, marriage with taqwa, learning with taqwa. Everything in your life, you put Allah first in it. Once you do that, you get the thamarat, the benefits that we are explaining now. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to count us among the muttaqeen. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us ability to do the best as Allah wants in this month of Ramadan and beyond the month of Ramadan. ربنا افرض علينا صبرا وثبت اقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا ارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم ارزقنا فعل الخيرات ترك المنكرات حب المساكين. اللهم حبب الينا الايمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره الينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. ربنا ظلمنا انفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.